Hello there, my name is Sam from What the Hectagon Math Tutoring, and I'll be answering another Ask an Expert question for Wyzant.com. What we're being asked to do here is use a differential equation to estimate the value of a particular function. The function f of t tells us how much of a solid is in a beaker of water, and over time it is dissolving into the water. We are told that at t equals 2, and by the way, t is measured in minutes. At t equals 2, there are 5 grams of the solid left in the water. In other words, we can use this differential equation as presented, that the derivative of the amount of the solid with respect to time is equal to -2 times the amount of solid at that time times the quantity 2 plus the amount of solid at that time. So we can estimate the speed at which it's dissolving by plugging in 2 for t and replacing everything that we see with f of 2 with the number 5, because f of 2 is 5. In other words, we can say that the rate of change at t equals 2 is equal to -2 times f of 2, but f of 2 is going to be 5, so that's -2 times 5, and that's all multiplied by the quantity 2 plus f of 2, but f of 2 is again 5. So we have 2 plus 5, which is 7, and -2 times 5, which is 10. -10 times 7 is -70, which means that the material, the solid in the water, is dissolving at -70 grams per minute. So every minute, 70 grams of the solid is dissolving into the water, and we are meant to use this rate of change at minute 2 to estimate how much of the material will be left 1 second later. So we're going to say, okay, well, if this is -70 grams per minute at minute 2, then we're being asked to figure out how much is left at minute 2 and 1 second. So our estimate could basically be that, okay, well, 1 second is a very short amount of time. So since it's -70 grams per minute, we can estimate that at this time, it's going to be decreasing at about -70 over 60 grams per second, right? Maybe I misspoke before. Since it's -70 grams per minute, if I said second before, I meant to say minute, then we can estimate that the time per second, that the amount of stuff that dissolves every second is -70 divided by 60 grams per second, because there are 60 seconds in a minute, so we would simply divide our number by 60. So we can say that this means that we're going to get -70 over 60, but -70 over 60 is the same as -7 over 6 grams per second, as opposed to grams per minute, because we've divided our number by 60. So now we're measuring in seconds. So we can estimate that we can use this rate of change to estimate what the amount of solid will be left over 1 second later. And since we know that it loses 7/6 of a gram every second, we can simply subtract this number from the amount that we know is currently in the water, which is 5. In other words, after 1 more second, so at time 2 minutes and 1 second, we will have 5 minus 7 over 6 grams. Well, 5 is the same thing as 30 over 6. So we're going to have 30 over 6 minus 7 over 6. But 30 minus 7 is 23, so that tells us that a good estimate for how much of the material is left in the water and yet to be dissolved is 23 divided by 6 grams. And that is the final answer for our question. Thank you very much for watching.